Hey people, Indrid here, 3v3, Angel Gate, blue team. Boss of the gym, skipper of legs is an apothecary. Support hero fighting in melee combat by default. Begins with a heal, a passive health regeneration aura. Looks like we have the Ultramarines DLC recolored over here. Alongside YZ with a Lord Commissar, strong offense and support fighting in melee. Begins with a refractor shield, can shoot his own fellas in the head too. Rounding off this team is Miggs as a Mekboy that I can't select, which means they're in a garrison somewhere. There he is. This guy teleports around, shooting you pretty good. Has some versatile orky gadgets as well. Red team, some Chaos fellas. Boogyman 115 is a Chaos Lord, a durable and destructive hero. Walking through objects that cannot be suppressed with powerful offense and disruption, fighting in melee. Claw, as a Plague champion, starts off with a damage over time bolt gun, can get melee weapons, some strong utility and support, can also repair. Just running away from some sluggers there. And rounding off the teams, Thomas the Tilt Engine is a Warp Spider Exarch, a teleporting hero fighting ranged combat by default, great for capping and harassing. Some powerful control, harassing some guardsmen right now while he decaps a wreck point. Sentinel comes to help out. We've got double shooters for Miggs, double CSM for Claw, double Guardians and some Howling Banshees for Thomas. Looks like the southwesternmost power contested is blue. This one is still uncapped. Sees a lot of action early game. There's some Noble Worship for Claw's double CSM. 2-1 very early on. Boss sitting undisturbed basically on the northeastern VP here. Here's the recolored Ultramarines. Kind of a rusty bronze color. Looking pretty neat, decent. You have some CSM in the garrison there. Chaos Lord just hanging out. Waiting for a tier 1.5 unit, it seems. You'd expect them to push against Space Marines. With the Chaos Lord especially. But they are not. In fact, are they rotating? I'm looking at the minimap right now. No, they're going back northeast. They seem confused and indecisive about what to do. The CSM still in that garrison. Are they going Havocs? They want some Havocs up before they push that Apothecary, I guess. Banshees go for a quick decap on the VP. Catechans may have other ideas. Banshees... Oh, they're going for it again. Yeah, you can't do it with Catechans around. They'll disrupt you twice and then kill you in melee. Banshees dropping a model on retreat to that grenade launcher barrage thing. Shooter boys with big shooters on both soon. Here we go. Boogeyman did push and they didn't wait for the Havoc, so what were they waiting for? Very confusing. Maybe they had some real life stuff going on and had to AFK. Scouts with shotguns and Sergeant. Chaos Lord going after them. Heretics going after them as a Doom Blast. Aspiring Champion comes in, but they are dropping models, these Heretics. Havoc's taken the garrison. CSM had to flee, I guess. Yes, they did. I think they got grenaded. Heretics doing well. Only the Aspiring Champion gets away. But I think they pleased the Chaos Lord there with their carnage. Who goes after some Marines now. It's quite low on health, but Kill the Weak should be available. These guys are going to take the garrison and annoy the Chaos Lord, who runs. I thought they would go for the cap with Havoc covering fire, but they flee. We have a Death Gun for the Mekboy. Can teleport around with this setup weapon. They can teleport while set up. Had this limited firing arc, as you can see, and suppresses infantry. Anything for that Lord Commissar? Yep, they had a power sword, I think, but they've gone into the garrison now, so we can't see. Shuriken on the field. Shut down by artillery spotter smoke. Messed up its range there, which may have saved the Sentinel actually when it did that. Burners with sluggers. Sluggers with burners, I should say. They are power weapons, so they were trying to get onto those CSM, I think. And they found some Noise Marines. Noble Worship helping them out a bit. I think they would have got away anyway. Sluggers. Are they going to make it? 3 hit points, 1 hit point. 1 hit point, and they get away. Damage over time stopped at that point. We have Sanguine Chainsword Apothecary and Purification Rites. Chaos Lord throws up the Dark Halo so they can be even more troublesome to get rid of in a fight, especially early on. Anything for that Warp Spider Exarch? Yes, we have heavy gauge and improved targeters. Pretty popular combo in tier 1 for the Warp Spider Exarch. The Apothecary got mobbed by a bunch of melee and goes down. Has some Assault Marines. Well, 2 of them still. Chaos Lord's in amongst some Tactical Marines himself. The Dark Halo's gone down. And of course, the problem with the Dark Halo is it drains all of your energy, so you can't use Kill the Weak. Probably still worth keeping up, I would think. Or maybe you try to use Kill the Weak first and then throw the shield up. That's risky though, because you may not get a good opportunity for Kill the Weak. Good special there from the Chaos Lord. Very quick animation. Led the line very well, but is persuaded to leave eventually. There's some Eldar backing him up though. And Noise Marines from Boogyman. Havocs and Noise Marines now going to hit this power. This is the lesser natural power of the blue team. The least protected, I should say. There's one that's way more protected in the corners for both teams. The ones that are in the middle get hit a lot, typically. We haven't seen much action towards the red team's natural in the middle, though. I think it's been all quiet over here. Heretics capping Northeastern VP. Red team have both of the contested powers. No did one of them, so they're looking pretty good right now. And they've pushed up. It's up to blue team to break out now. Assault squad jumping in. Where's the counter initiation? Here come Heretics to do so. CSM could just wade into melee as well. They don't have Return of War though. There's the Doom Blast suppressing the Assault Squad, and they're taking Noise Marine fire. That Sonic Blaster does good damage to infantry and shuts down ranged attacks, which isn't that important for an Assault Squad that can melee you pretty good. Here comes the Apothecary to tie them up. Sanguine Chainsword helps him brawl and be aggressive, especially early on. We'll see if it scales well though. Sometimes doesn't scale that well in a 3v3 scenario where you can get shot at by 3 armies. Pathogens with some good disruption. Here comes the Lord Commissar. Has Aura of Discipline. Good special there. You see the Power Sword in play. Goes straight for the Noise Marines. And because the shield is up, they can't use Cacophony to knock him down. You see there, the Pathogens were knocked down, but not the Lord Commissar. Shields, for the most part, protect you from weapon knockback. The only difference would be, the exception would be the Tech Marine shield, which does other things for you. Double stick bombers for Miggs, that's going to be fun. Librarian on the way for boss. Double stormtroopers for YZ. Oh, Lord Commissar did go down. It was probably right on me screen while I was looking down to those stick bombers. 420 to 337 on the VPs. Are we seeing some action here? Kind of. They're here. They don't seem confident in bashing the power, so they're not gonna. There's some Corn Worship, +2 speed. Warp Spider Exarch wants to get a cheeky decap. Nope. They're gonna take heavy cover and shoot at these Stormtroopers, which also have heavy cover, of course. They want to melee the Warp Spider. That was weird. Here come Howling Banshees. Aspect of Fleetness. They don't have... Oh, they do have their Exarch. She's in there with her mirror swords, as they call them. Big old spotter shell coming in. Would have knocked back the Warp Spider. They just retreated. I guess the teleport wasn't available there. Banshee's yelling and then running. Couldn't quite get a decap either. Meanwhile, back up to the northeast. 420 to 295. Decent VP lead for the blue team here. Boogyman has Bloodletters. So a good varied infantry army here. Manticore for YZ. Can keep it relatively safe in base, maybe. Maybe it's easier to hit, though, as well. Pathogen Devils get their Sarge. And Wraithguard on the way for Thomas. There's some stick bombers, that's what those things do. They chuck stick bombs, also pretty decent in melee as well. Noise Marine trying to shut down that Mekboy. They champion with Icon of Noggle and the Armor of Pestilence, so very tough and constant area of effect damage. Maybe we'll see the Fist as well. The Chaos Lord has gone Lightning Claw time. Also Harness of Rage to build energy on hit. Goes after the Librarian here. Bloodletter's getting stuck in. Bloodletter's super effective against Marines. They have power melee Hellblades. And there's a lot of DPS. Look what the DPS are doing to that poor Apothecary. They did get back up by a bunch of Chaos Space Marines though. And down he goes. Bloodletters with their teleport there. Now can they power bash? Noise Marines. Where are the Noise Marines? Oh, they're off the field. Meanwhile, back down to the southwest. One power's been decapped, one power is blue. And Slugger's pouring in. Don't have their Nob leader, but they've gone tier 3 Miggs. Just double stick bombers, no squad leaders into tier 3. And they have decent chunk of resources, so could be super effective. Could be seeing the Nob squad relatively soon. I hear Banshees yelling. Let's see what they're yelling about. Oh, they're yelling at the Stormtroopers. Catachans. Improvised explosive set off there, or maybe shot. Oh, we have Bloodletters for core as well. Since they're demons, they benefit greatly from worship, and Nurgle worship specifically heals more than the other worships, since there's no other secondary effect. Plague Champion does indeed have a Plague Fist ready to roll, level 2, but they should level up pretty quickly because Icon of Nurgle is going to be damaging a bunch of stuff, and whenever it dies, they'll get a little bit of XP for it. Oh, look at this. Boogyman not only bashed, but they stole the power there. There's Veil of Time on the Assault Squad jumping in. Do they really want to jump on a Chaos Lord with Lightning Claws? He seems to be backing off though. There he goes. There's that, well, I always forget the name. It's Destructive Strike. There it is. I thought he was going to stay and fight the Assault Squad. Kind of surprised they didn't there. They had full shield, almost full shield and almost full health. I think they could have done some work, but they are off the field right now. 420 to 188. 1-to-1 cap. Nurgle worship. Bloodletters capping. Plague Champion putting pressure on. There's Pestilent Strike. Now gets in on the Mekboy. Good special there. And there's Aura of Decay as well from Armor of Pestilence. And then they run, but some good hold-up play. Awesome shot from the Blastmaster. Almost wiped those stick bombers. Manticore Strike. And they run. Here's your Wraith Guard. Those Wraith Cannons are effective against all targets with a small area of effect. They also suppress infantry. Very powerful weapons, but you kind of need to look after these guys. Very vulnerable to melee. And relatively slow as well. Oh, their Spirit Seer Warlock just died. That stunned them. So they ran afterwards. I love the death animation of the Wraith Guards as they fall down and kind of explode all over. Chaos Lord on some Catachans. Powering up that shield. Oh, they may not have time to do it though. There's a retreat. Looks like they're going to be okay. Maybe. Librarian pokes in. And Catachans finish him off with a grenade barrage. I shouldn't have said it's going to be okay. Blue team mobbing up in the mid. What did he get stunned by? Oh, heavy gauge. 418 to 176. Big VP lead for the blue team as players start to get their tier 3s rolling in. We do have a Nob squad for Miggs. Terrifying tier 3 melee infantry that can go toe-to-toe with almost anything in the game. Got their huge jammers. And here comes Mina and Greener. Nog leader isn't in yet. 404 to 176. What does Boogyman want to get here? Perhaps they are saving up for Terminators. Need some more red, I think. Thomas. Maybe a Seer Council. I think the Avatar and the Great Unclean One and Terminators and stuff typically do really well on this map. Since it's quite small, you can get back to your base quite quickly. Even though you can't retreat with those guys. Trying to power bash, maybe? I don't think they've touched this power once. I don't think so. They still have that big VP lead, though. Here comes a bunch of defense. Havocs are going to set up. Banshees on the prowl. Librarian looking maybe a little bit vulnerable there. Where's the heavy gauge going to go? No heavy gauge yet. There's a smite from the Librarian. Apothecary runs, everything runs. That was a Basilisk Flare from the Lord Commissar, shutting down ranged attacks with, I think it's 50% less range. Messes up your vision as well, not just your weapon range. Level 3 mech happily firing away. Might look strange that they can fire through this wall here. That's because Dawn of War 2 does not have true line of sight. And since these are retaining walls, you want them to be able to be shot through just in case something is standing on top of it and wants to shoot down. I always used to call them support walls when I was making maps and stuff. They usually allow you to shoot through. A bunch of stick bombs, but they didn't lose the model, those Noise Marines. 402 to 124 on the VPs. Another Nob squad for Miggs. I'm surprised they are messing around down here so much. Should be taking that double Nob squad now and just sitting on red team's natural and daring them to get rid of you. Claw. Plague Champion does get away. They do have Bloodletters. We've seen Bloodletters stand up pretty freaking well against a Nob squad in 1v1s and stuff. Might be different in a 3v3 where they can get shot at by a bunch of people, but they're going to be useful against a Nob squad, that's for sure. Especially with touch of Nurgle and that kind of thing. Here comes a great unclean one from Claw. And YZ with a Stormlord. Seer Council is up for Thomas. Chaos Predator for Boogyman. Let's see how this goes though. Pestilent Strike came in, then he runs. Yeah, Nob squad are going to kind of bully that army for a bit, I think, especially when there's two of them. Meanwhile, up in the north, Wraithguard bashing power, Chaos Lord and Bloodletters looking for a fight. Lord Commissar doesn't really know what to do here. Is he going to fight the scary demons or fight the terrifying Chaos Lord? Tank back there doesn't have a mark yet. Where are the Seer Council? Oh, they're back at base. So this doesn't have to deal with those guys at the moment. Backed up by Havoc Suppression as well. It's going to be tough to break out. Big burst of healing from Horror of Discipline there. Scouts come to help. And now we have some Vanguard veterans. First Company Assault Squad with power weapons. Eat the Destructive Strike. But they can do terrible, terrible things to those Havocs and to this Shuriken here. Did the Havocs run? Where are they? They did indeed run. Oh, the Shuriken runs as well. Didn't even have to jump to get rid of that stuff. Catechins can also disrupt, of course. Meanwhile, northeast is red. Red team are kind of backing off here, waiting for some more stuff to come through, maybe. Look at this, Land Raider and the Stormlord for the blue team. Is this thing going to get eldritched and taken down? It's kind of an anti-infantry variant of the Super Heavy Bane Blade. Can reinforce off it. And it's got a big Vulcan Mega Bolter on the front, which decimates infantry. And there's your great unclean one, super unit for Chaos. Passively damages nearby enemies. Has some nasty abilities and very effective in melee. But that's a double Nob squad and they will tear it apart. Need some support. Bloodletters are there, but they're going after the stick bombers instead. Also have a Plague Champion that could maybe Pestilent Strike them a bit. Stick bombs. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Oh, some Terminators coming in for Claw. They could get Lightning Claws, and I think they should get Lightning Claws against double Nob squad here. One of the things that Nobs will struggle against is Lightning Claw Terminators. They're just running into base here, though, and they took out the Noise Marines, I think, did they? Oh, no. I think they got into the webway. 258 to 124. What is this? YZ just said out. Were they calling for a retreat? I'm not sure. You can't retreat back to the Stormlord, but those Assault Squad fellas can maybe jump back to it and get some reinforcement. Tactical Marines getting shot to death on the VP. It is a Mark of Khorne tank. More speed, more damage. Bright Lance coming in now. Not for long though. The Emperor's Wrath had other ideas for that Bright Lance. Now you're gonna need some anti-vehicle, that's for sure, with the Land Raider Redeemer and the Stormlord to deal with. That's 5,500 hit points of vehicle armor just on those 2 units. Terminators did indeed get claws. And they're going to be backed up by Bloodletters and a Great Unclean One and that Plague Champion. So all of a sudden, big pitched battle is looking kind of dangerous for that double knob squad there. 230 to 113. They're nicely together there for an Eldritch Storm, aren't they? Thomas doesn't have one yet though. Yeah, they must have been spending their red on stuff. Crack shot or something. You'd expect them to have more than 300, I think, maybe. Bloodletters tearing apart not stormtroopers, shooter boys. I think they were purposely thrown away by Miggs to free up some population here and lower their upkeep. Mega Rumbler coming in. Oh, still goes off if he's stunned. Plague Champion tried to Pestilent Strike him there to stun him. Great Unclean One's a bit isolated. Where are the Terminators? They're coming. But a Great Unclean One takes huge amounts of damage. That's crazy, crazy damage on that guy. Full momentum knob squads. They're only level 2 as well. Gets back to some Nurgle worship, but they might need to go back to base to heal up with percentage base healing rather than the worship regeneration. But it's going to take a while. It's got over 6,000 hit points, this guy. Here's the Stormlord. Stormlord will do huge amounts of damage to the Great Unclean One since it's super heavy infantry. And that Vulcan Mega Bolter does Inferno damage. I haven't seen it go after the Great Unclean One yet, though. What does Miggs get? Maybe Commandos or something? Avatar of Cain hanging out. This will provide some awesome buffs to nearby infantry, which will help in those fights against the double knobs, that's for sure. Apothecary with some harassment and runs away. Only level 3, this fella. You'd think they'd be higher with the Sanguine Chainsword fighting heretics and stuff. But maybe the heretics wiped a while ago. They've got some more heretics though. Wraith Guard, nice tool to have against these super heavy vehicles. Avatar taking swings against the Stormlord. Rear armor hit, there we go. Seer Council helping as well. Red team swarming in. Still a 2-1 against them though. There's that Land Raider Redeemer. That thing you can retreat back to, reinforce off and get health regen. Stormlord's in trouble. Great Unclean One and Avatar melee doing some work. And look at those Wraith Guard shots. Anti-Gore strike on the Chaos Terminators. I don't seem too bothered by it, to be honest. There's a Mega Rumbler, which may save the Stormlord. It's so low, 51 hit points. But that Mega Rumbler has stunned everything over here. And takes down the buildings too. There's now a phase shift coming in from the Warp Spider Exarch and their phase armor. Protected that stuff from any damage, but the Stormlord did get away. Needs a whole bunch of repairs. Now the Land Raider has exposed itself right in the middle of the map here. Tank getting shots, Avatar getting hits. That was a very effective Wailing Doom, you know. The tank isn't really threatened here. The Land Raider's going to go down so quickly. Oh, there's also a las cannon getting shots back there, look, I think. Great Unclean One now being chased. No Sorcerer around to teleport the guy away. There's an Imperial Abyss from Boogyman trying to catch some retreating units there. There's some Nurgle worship, a bunch of disruption coming in from the Blast Master, and it's enough to get an Knob Squad to turn around. The Imperial Abyss is still going on. Chaos Terminator is teleporting out. They took a lot of damage there, but they didn't drop a model. 213 to 60. Can the red team do this? They are on contested VP with the Warp Spider Exarch. Level 4. Chaos Lord leaves him to it. Also level 4. And comes down south. There is a D-cannon for Thomas. Stormlord still being repaired. Scouts helping out a bit. Miggs doesn't have... Oh, the Mekboy can help repair it, maybe. They don't seem too bothered, though. They have a Beamer Death Gun. We have a Predator tank now for Boss. Red team have that VP? Yes, they do. The champion grabbed it. Now needs to run, though. And those Chaos Terminators need some healing at base, I think. D-cannon is set up. Very close to the Noise Marines, so I think this is split up a little bit more here, because that's kind of nuke baity. Plague Marines on the way for Boogyman. Is that the Warp Spider guarding the VP? It is. I mean, they have heavy gauge. And phase armor. So they can stop caps relatively well, I think. Some more Stormtroopers for YZ. I'm not sure what happened to their other Stormtroopers, to be honest. Died along the way. Buried at the Angel Gate. Vanguard veterans jumping in. Oh, getting vision for an orbital bombardment here from Boss. Looks like it's going to be a pretty damn good one. A bunch of stuff caught in it on retreat. And they got some Wraith Guard in it too. Look at that. Avatar. 300 hit points. Looks like it's going to be okay. Yeah, the Avatar has the same armor type as the Great Unclean One. Super heavy infantry armor. So huge DPS from the Stormlord on those guys. Which is now fully repaired. Chaos Lord on the VP. Predator tank versus Chaos Predator tank, maybe. Got some plasma attacks here. Level 3. Las Cannon. Oh, Las Cannon couldn't hit the Predator, but the Plague Marines can. Now it's trying to set up again. Oh, but it's getting shredded by the Marines. It does eventually get to set up, but it's getting shot blocked by the bunker there. 102 to 60. A very close ending. Red team putting up a hell of a fight here. Huge pressure. They're maintaining huge pressure. D-cannon comes back to the front. Seer Council hanging out here. These guys providing a range damage resistance aura. And huge amounts of power melee, of course. Lightning Core Terminators against 2 Knob Squads. And they had to teleport out. They couldn't handle that. With those full momentum on those hammers. Great Unclean One waddles back to the combat. Not fully healed, though. I think they should fully heal that guy. 91, 58, 2-1 for blue again. What is this? That's the Chaos Lord. Shield up, grabbing the VP. Another Chaos Predator, this time from Claw. YZ with double Manticores here. That could be telling. It's a really good map for Manticores. You could probably hit the enemy natural VP from your base with Manticore. Here comes one. Chaos Predator got melted or something. Manticore didn't do that much, actually. Hey, a looted tank. Double Knob Squad going in. There's a cloud of flies and some from friendly fire, actually, from those Noise Marines there on the Great Unclean One. Chaos Terminators ready to shred. Bloodletters in there too. And the Knob Squads flee. There's an Eldritch Storm coming in on the Stormlord. And a rocket one as well. Absolute mayhem. Avatar getting some good hits. Stormlord survives the initial onslaught, but is it going to survive much longer? There's another Imperial Abyss, this time from Claw. Such an awesome change when we got those different effects on the different abysses from the different heroes. But the Stormlord does go down. That was Wise Windu who did those effects years ago. Great Unclean One with a foul snare. Now might need to leave. 54-54. Using their nukes pretty damn well here, the red team, I think. Oh, here comes a Stormblade for YZ. Can they get it up in time, though? Double against them. Avatar with an awesome hit. Knob Squad going after him. Getting huge amounts of damage. Chaos Terminator's got a decap, but they paid heavily for it. losing 2 models there. Wrath of Cain from the Avatar. And then gets away. I think gets away another Abyss, this time from Boogyman. Angels of Death popped by Boss. Looks like well played all from... Yeah, that's going to be a double cap. GG's all round. It was a GG. Awesome game. Boss with a level 4 Apothecary. Brawling to the end with the Sanguine Chainsword. Lord Commissar level 5. Facing down the Abyss there. Mekboy's level 5 too. Had that beamy. Did the tank survive? I think that tank survived the whole game from Boogyman. Awesome. Level 5 Chaos Lord. Level 4 Warp Spider Exarch. In amongst his Aspect Warriors there. And a level 6 Plague Champion doing Nurgle proud at the end. Thank you for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this one. It was an awesome game, I think. And I'll see you next time.